Hi, my name is Micah Spiegel. I'm a junior, and you are seeing a time lapse of my future goal, but the smaller version of it. It is a bunch of college kids building a Formula style car, my goal. But to understand how I got to this point of knowing that this was my goal, you need some background information. First off, to understand why I'm here, you have to know that I've loved cars and building things since I was a little kid. I wasn't the kind of kid who just liked to watch cars drive by. I wanted to know how they moved and why they worked. Looking at Legos, I didn't just want the toy, I wanted to see how all the parts fit together to create something awesome. When I got to high school, I knew I needed to join a club where I can use my hands. And with that in mind, freshman year, I joined the Rocketry Club. I was amazed by watching models fly hundreds of feet into the air, and it taught me that I love the process of taking parts and making them move. It gave me a little taste of engineering. But at the time, I didn't realize that there was a difference between following a kit and actually designing my own personal model or molding myself. To be honest, at the beginning of this year, I didn't really like the life design class and I wasn't interested in it. I wasn't motivated, and I just looked at these journals and I didn't see the point. It felt like a lot of talking, and I just wanted to be doing something exciting and learning. I did the bare minimum to get by, and because I wasn't motivated to try something new, I picked the easiest project I could think of and gave no thought, which was the American Rocketry Challenge Team, or TARC. I chose this option because it felt safe. I've been doing rocketry for 3 years now, and as the co president, it was my easy way out for an unearned A in this class. I felt confident, but looking back, I was just hiding in my comfort zone to avoid the hard work and freedom that this class was allowing me to explore. I was letting a club schedule be my project so I didn't have to come up with ideas on my own. As we got closer to feedback night, my presentations of my project, I realized something was wrong. Looking around, all the other kids had projects that were personal and had meaning to them. My project was missing that. Because I wasn't a big team, I was mostly just following orders from older kids and who knew what they were doing. Then in class, it finally clicked. This project wasn't about me, it was about a group's success and how well the team could get stuff done. I wasn't really learning anything about me or skills that I could benefit from on my own time. That was the moment I decided to pivot. I stopped doing what was easy and started focusing on my own career research, even though it felt intimidating to go at it alone and not knowing what came next for me. In our class, we talked a lot about purpose, and we defined it as doing something that makes you excited to help the world. My new purpose became researching automotive programs and professions and careers, especially for college kids, Formula SAE. If you don't know, it's a club where college students design, build, and race their own Formula style cars, which is what you're seeing behind me. This is the perfect link to the love of cars and my future career. It is also what being built in the background. The research became my project, but my way of learning was the real change. I started reaching out to people who actually have engineering degrees. I started asking questions like, is it actually hands on, and are these projects different from high school? Every conversation made me feel more like a professional and less like a student. After doing lots of digging over spring break, I visited Syracuse University for an engineering tour. The second I stepped into the room, a past year Formula car, stripped down for simulation testing, caught my eye. It was the coolest thing I had ever seen. That's when I knew for sure I wanted to be a part of its design. I've learned that being an engineer isn't about building stuff, it's about having the right habits. And I worked on three big skills to get there. First, adaptability. I had the courage to admit my rocketry plan wasn't working for my own growth, and I switched to something better, even though I had to start from scratch. Second, independent thinking. I stopped looking for the right answer and from a teacher and started looking for the right answer for me. And third, communication. Instead of waiting for a parent or teacher to tell me what to say, I started sending my own emails and making my own phone calls. I learned how to speak like a professional to real kids and professionals. I know I've improved as a person because my mindset is totally different than what it was in September. Back then, I was just a student following rules to get an A in what seemed like to me a boring class. And now I'm the one making the decisions for my own crucial learning and lifestyle. I've grown in how I spend my time. To me, this is not a school project anymore, it's real life. I spend my weekends visiting campuses and my free time at home building models. I'm always finding new things to create because I want to, not because it's assigned by a teacher for a grade. The habits that I've built are real world skills. I've learned that plans and goals change all the time. Projects fail and budgets shift, but now I have the confidence to handle those changes and anything that comes my way. Instead of waiting to see what happens to me after graduation, I'm learning how to design my own future. I started this class not wanting to be here, and I'm ending it with a path I'm excited about and excited to see where it leads me. Thank you.